Okay, welcome everyone to 10 Minutes to Improve Your Assistive Technology with myself, Neil Harrodbeck. We go to lots of colleges and centres, and they all think that they're behind. You all think that you're behind everyone else. So today we're looking at high impact, quick wins, and that's whether you're just starting out or whether you're going back to basics. So we're going to start with assessment. This is often where we say that people can make the biggest impact. It's so you understand what tech a learner needs and you understand how to provide it. The things that I'd suggest looking at in the first instance are the SET model. It just gives you a very simple grid structure of student, environment, task, and tools. So you know what's individual about the student, what do they want to do, what are their barriers. Then you know what environment they're going to use it in, whether it's at home, at school, college, or at work. Then you know what task they're going to complete. And finally, once you've got all that information, you've got a good idea of what tools to match with them. We've got some paperwork as well. So the basic AT assessment profile up and the resources there is a really good starter to give you some idea of questions you can ask. You can edit that as well. We're happy for you to use that and change it to fit your context. Different settings will generally use different technologies because of the different student need, and that's really good. It's a person-centered approach. And be sure to follow the tech ability standards. They've got some really useful pointers on what space to do it in, what needs to be in place to do the assessments. And you can start with just 20 minutes with one learner. If this is the first time you're doing an assessment, it's really good just to get started. And each assessment that you do, you will learn more and more. Point number two, train your staff. So the staff are going to be the ones who are helping to integrate this technology for the students. So they need to understand how it works, then need to understand about the learner's needs. You can do this quite easily through webinars, short courses. You can do some shadowing. So if you've got an experienced assistive technologist or similar, you can get someone to shadow them. If you don't, let us know. We can always put you in touch with people. Similar with partnering as well. It's really good, especially if you've got different skill mixes, to partner with someone to do assessments and things like that. And some of our tech ability AT quickfire videos run from 43 seconds. So you really can share those around with staff and get them going, and just do little snippets and tidbits that will get them going. And underneath there, we've got all our webinars, all our AT shorts, and we've got a really good Make Technology Work for You YouTube playlist as well, which has things about reading text on phones, on PCs, lots of different tools that you can use. We want to be giving access to the curriculum. Of course, this is why students are often in colleges and learning places. And if you're in a Carlton Centre, this might be a little bit different. The focus might not be so educational, but you will definitely have some kind of aims and things that you want to achieve with those centre users. So we need to observe the learners, and that can be in a classroom. You can talk to the teaching staff kind of before and afterwards. So maybe a 20-minute lesson observation, something like that, just to see how learners, do they have accessible documents? Can they use their communication aids to access work? Are things sent to them in time? And does it follow things like the accessibility guidelines that you need to have? And then just a 5-minute chat can make a huge difference, and just some suggestions, some ideas. And underneath, we've got an overall webinar, which is about accessible documents. But then I've broken that down into 2 quickfire AT webinars. They're quite short. One's on Google headings, one's on Microsoft headings. And that's really useful for making accessible resources. Of course, we've assessed the learner. We've got our staff. We're looking at training. And what we need is the equipment. So we need the tools so they can access these in education, living, working. So we want to look at a collaborative shopping list. So that means bringing in all the stakeholders who are involved. So do you want to talk to your speech language therapists? Do you want to talk to your educational team? Do you want to talk to the students themselves? All of these should be yes. And if you can explore trials with some of the AT companies, that's really useful as well. We've expanded these in the resources below. So we've got an AT kit webinar, which can give you an idea if you're just starting out what equipment to get. funding for AT webinar as well, so you can understand possible ways of getting funding. That one's only 20 minutes long as well, so a nice short one. And how do you know it? How can you show it? It's a really, it's a slightly more academic, but also quite practical way of working out how to measure students' attainment and progress and what AT they should be using. So I reckon 2 to 3 hours, if you prioritize the essentials there, you can get a good set of AT kit, not just for yourselves as well, but for the learners. So number 5 is engaging learners. It's really good to motivate the learners. Everything we've spoken about only happens if the learners can feel motivated enough to take part. So we're looking at learner champions. Tournaments are really good, especially for the esports and that side of things, and doing exciting classroom activities. So the one link I've missed off there is esports, but I'll put that into the final one. But we've got accessible photography, intro to accessible gaming, tech ability, voice control as well. And that can be as long as you need, really. Need some good support with IT infrastructure, very reliant on IT systems to make things work. So it's about attending IT team meetings, sharing learner needs, and keeping them informed of any changes well in advance, and following their advice as well on things. So I think you can do 20 minutes in a team meeting for them, 5 to 10 minutes email chat per week, talking about students, talking about their needs. We've got an IT to support AT webinar coming up as well, so be sure to register that. That's next month in October. And JISC have some really good resources. I'll put a link on that one too. We need to help leadership to drive the change. Without this, the other 9 components can be quite hard work. So it's really good to get leadership on board. So keep them informed. Maybe today, if there's 2 or 3 things that you've pulled out that you want to do, let them know your plans, let them know the time it's going to take, let them know the steps and who you need to involve and engage, and we can really drive that forward. Assist the learners to advocate wherever possible. It's so much better if they're talking directly to people rather than you being a conduit. Sometimes that's necessary, but wherever possible, get learners to advocate for themselves. Understand the wider goals. You know, kind of if it's what do you want to achieve? It's often through the curriculum. That's certainly what Ofsted will be inspecting, not the technology, but the outcomes from it. And you can do that in just 30 minutes per week, just keeping it updated, and it slowly shares that information and helps leadership to drive that change. We've got a technology and leadership course as well that we run periodically that's really good for people who are looking to kind of get involved more with that. It's important to provide transition. So everything we've spoken about, we need to follow them on into future college, into workplaces, back into their home environment. So AT passports are really powerful for that. Can just be a few photos of what they're using, how to set it up, and what they do it with. Looking for trainers for learners, parents, any future support. And again, important to empower the learners through that. I think you can do an AT passport in about 30 minutes per learner, and the training might be 45 minutes. Yeah, whoever you run that for. Okay, and again, it's good to jump back to the set model and just consider what environment they're going to be using that in. Use the support networks as you're doing right now, which is great. We can all learn from each other. I learn every week from people in my support network, and very grateful for that. So attend meetings. We've got some champions here today. So if you're part of Tech Ability or Carton, yeah, talk to me about becoming a champion at the end. Read articles. If you follow us on Twitter, we share plenty, and we also share other people who share plenty. So it's a really good way to kind of get involved. So 45 minutes meeting for a champions, or you can do things locally in your area or with other people, and looking at probably 20 minutes week engagement with social media, reading articles. So underneath we've got the Tech Ability Champions link, Tech Ability events, and Assistive Technology Network through JISC and ourselves, which is a collection of professionals who can help you with these things. Oh, and we've got webinars and conferences, which I'll mention soon. So we've done all that. We celebrate success. Why? Because life is too short. And also it's how others learn and build on those successes. If we don't share what we're doing, we can't be surprised when people don't support it and when people don't understand it. So even though you're working very hard, just make sure to just give yourself 20 minutes time just to write a case study up, just to share those stories, encourage learners and other staff to do so. Just because it seems quite ordinary or everyday to us, these can be amazing things for other people, who wouldn't know about these things. So yeah, share it and share it with us. We run NatSpec Awards every year as well. So if you're in NatSpec College, you can get involved in that. So that's the summary. Assess your learners, train your staff, give access to the curriculum, provide the correct AT kit, engage with the learners, support with good IT infrastructure, help their leadership to drive the change, provide for transition, use support networks, and celebrate success. I don't expect you to do all those things, but maybe just choose a few that you think are quite either easy wins or they're going to make the biggest impact. And let me know if you've got any questions. Yeah, feel free to email us, techability@natspec.org.uk, Twitter @tech_ability1. So thank you all for attending, and I'll see you soon.